You step into a tavern and there's several people sat around a table and they're playing dice. You want to join the game? And you want me to make up the rules on the fly on how that game works? And you want to use your gambling skill to cheat? Sure, no problem. Actually, it isn't a problem, and here's why. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of How to Be a Great GM. My name is Guy and we are answering that question, or not answering a question, I'm offering you. I give to you. For you, I give. This is free. Well, no, you have to watch the ads at the beginning and the middle and the end, which is irritating, but it's still free. It costs you nothing except for your time. I'm offering you 3 games that you can make up, add to, subtract from. They're very, very simple, but they're 3 little games you can add into your taverns, into your gypsy caravans, into your traveler caravans, into your wanderer caravans, into your hokum pokum caravans. Wherever you want to put them, you can add these 3 little games, and they're actually quite a lot of fun. So, first up, we've got 12 Little Goblins. 12 Little Goblins is a very simple little game, and it uses the D12, which I love the D12. It never gets used very much. Anyway, what happens is each player secretly takes a D12 and they set it to a number on the D12. First thing to bear in mind is you are trying to not set the highest number. Goblins don't like to be noticed, and you know, if you're the highest, well, that means you're the biggest, and that means you get noticed. So you don't want to set the highest number, but at the same time, you don't want to set the lowest number because, well, whoever sets the moderately highest number wins. Kind of. So bear that in mind. So the first rule is don't set the highest number, don't set the lowest number, unless you think those are going to get you to win. Now, once every player has set their D12 to a specific number, the DM then rolls a D12. That number, everybody compares to their own number. They now reveal their dice, right? And they can see, oh, I chose 9 because I wanted to go high but not too high. The dice rolled was a 7. So anybody who got the actual 7, or the number rolled on the DM's die, they are automatically in the position of winner. Anybody who was above or below, of course, the one who was above but closest to the number, they would be the winner. So if the number rolled was a 6 and someone had put down a 7 and someone had put down a 5, the 7 would win. The 7 triumphs over the 5. So that's 12 Little Goblins. It's a very fun little game, very, very simple. And of course, you can use all of your whatever game system you're using, gambling, sleight of hand, trickery, mage hand, Jedi mind tricks, whatever it is that you want to do. You get the players to roll that off separately, and if they succeed in their check, then they can change their die up or down 1 value to get closer to the number rolled. All right, that's 12 goblins. Next one, battlefields. Battlefields are a little bit more complicated, and that's for a bit more serious players who kind of really want to get into the whole gambling thing. Each player, and there can only be 2 in this particular game, takes 6d6. And then rolls them publicly in front of each other. So they're both rolling 6d6. All 1s count as archers. All 3s count as footmen. And all 6s count as cavalry. 2s, 4s, and 5s are irrelevant. Pairs are good. Trips are better. 3 of a kind. 4 of a kind, even better. All that you do is you roll your dice, you get your 1s, your 3s, and your 6s, you put those aside. Any other numbers, or in truth, you could also re-roll the 1s, the 3s, and the 6s, you may re-roll once, and your opponent can do the same thing. Now, secretly, you assemble your troops. Then your armies battle. And the way that it works is the archers go first, so the archers step forward, and the archers' 1s annihilate 3s. However, it's got to be in pairs or in trips or more. So 2 archers will take out 2 3s, 2 of the guardsmen. 1 archer won't take out 1 guardsman. It doesn't work like that. So 1s take out 3s. Once all of the 1s have decimated the 3s, any 3s that are remaining, those 3s take out 6s. They annihilate the cavalry. Guardsmen with pikes take out the cavalry. So once the cavalry have been annihilated, the cavalry, whatever's left, they annihilate the archers. They will take out all 1s. And at the end of the day, the player who is left with the most die remaining, the most army remaining, is the winner. Again, gambling, sleight of hand, all those kind of tricks and things that your players might want to play. allow them to simply shift dice around to change 1s into 3s or 3s into 6s, and so on. And so that is how Battlefields works. Followers is next. This is a little religious kind of game, so you might find monks playing this in a monastery, paladins whilst they're bored, however you want to do it. Gather together 12d6. You should have this if you were playing Battlefields. Take those and roll them. Collectively, everyone gets to see them. And I wouldn't recommend having more than 6 players. Every player then rolls a d8. If your dice, your d8, corresponds with any of the 6s, any of the dice that have been rolled. So you rolled a 3. All the 3 dice go to you. All the 4 dice would go to the person who rolled a 4. If you rolled a 7 or 8, unfortunately, you haven't attracted any followers. You're just not known. So the idea is every player rolls a d8. All of the dice that correspond to their number, they get to draw. In the event of a draw, so 2 players or more roll the same number, all of those dice that would be theirs are split evenly amongst all of the players who rolled the same number. What then happens is once you've got your followers in your little pool, so you've gathered all of your followers, you then roll those dice. 1s, 2s, and 3s go back to the follower pool. 4s, 5s, and 6s get locked to you. They are yours permanently. You cannot ever lose them again. You put those aside as your score. All of the new dice that are in the pool, they get rolled randomly, and you now have a new pool, and you roll another d8. And then you pull out the dice according to your d8 roll, as you did the first round. Then you roll the new pool dice that you have now accumulated, and 1, 2s, and 3s go back to the central pool. 4s, 5s, and 6s stays with you. This continues until there is no new pool of followers. If all followers have now been assigned to players, that's it, the game is over, and the player with the most number of locked-in followers is the winner of the game. Once again, gambling, sleight of hand, etc., can change your d8 roll. It could change the number of followers that you have. You could slip in some extra dice. You know what I'm saying? So those are 3 dice games that I really like. 12 Little Goblins, Battlefields, and Followers. I have used them before, and my players will frequently go, "Again! We want to play again!" Anyway. Hopefully this video has inspired you in some way to include these kind of games. It really brings your worlds to life, puts some coin on the table if you've got some gambler type players. And if it has, hit that like button. Of course, join our discussions on discord.gg/greatgamemaster, or find us on Facebook, How to Be a Great GM, and you can have some conversations there as well. Now, massive thank you to our wonderful patrons who keep everything going and who are almost finished collecting the campaign world of Praxia in the computer app that the Web Goblin made for us. So very exciting there. Until next time, I wish you and yours the happiest of gaming.